Look who's back. Stone Cold Willow. Have you missed me? Well, okay, maybe you missed me, but then again, others haven't. But anyway, welcome to a special edition of the Stone Cold Willow Show UK football review. And of course, you are looking at this exclusively right here on Kentucky Sports Radio. Now, I just want to go ahead and get down to business real quick. Let's not peek around the bushes here, okay? I want to get down to business, okay? First off, I want to start out by saying that was one of the best SEC football games I have seen in a long, long time when Kentucky's involved, especially in front of their home environment at Commonwealth Stadium. As a matter of fact, it was blackout night. I mean, you got 60,000 fans, okay, at Commonwealth Stadium, feeling the energy, feeling the passion, feeling the atmosphere. Everybody had no idea what to expect. And honestly, I believe that we was going to beat South Carolina, and guess what? We did. Patrick Tolles and JoJo Kim and the defensive squad, they got the job done. Like they got the job done. Like they literally got the job done. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you this, okay? Now, I have never felt anything like never before, okay? Because the last time UK football has ever gotten so hyped, and well, not as hyped as I have seen, but just really it's just as hyped that anybody else can even imagine or the way you feel, okay? And that's a fact. Now, we haven't stormed the field since we beat Tennessee 3 years ago. I mean, that was pretty much the beginning and the downfall. But hey, the UK football program is headed in the right direction, okay? Honestly, like UK football is headed in the right direction. But there was just one thing that I did not like in that game. One thing. After South Carolina went up 38-24 with what, 12, 13 minutes to go in regulation, I saw the people headed for home, and that was sad. They felt that it was over. But from my heart, something was telling me that that football game was not over. As a matter of fact, it was just the beginning. I mean, you had JoJo Kemp running. Well, he scored 3 touchdowns. He scored a crucial 2 touchdowns that got the game back to where it was. Game tied at 38-38, and then second down and 10, mistake by South Carolina, deflection, and guess who runs up and takes the interception? Bud Dupree. And speaking of JoJo Kemp and Bud Dupree, you know what? I want to shout y'all out because man, y'all were the guys, you were the heroes on that field that night. And I personally wanted to congratulate both of you. Okay, and don't worry, I'm congratulating Patrick Tolles as well. He played a fine game despite losing a fumble recovery. But the defense is what kept us in it. And I will also have to say that the record is 4-1. And guess what? We are 2-1, and we are in the middle of the pack of the SEC Eastern Division. Now, I don't want to get myself cocky. Okay, I really don't want to get myself cocky and say, hey, we're going to win the SEC East. We're going to go to the SEC Championship. Well, I'm not trying to say that we won't go, but I honestly pray to the Lord that we will go to the Georgia Dome this year. I mean, even if we did go to the SEC Championship game and we played a powerful SEC West opponent such as either Mississippi State, Auburn, or Ole Miss. And, well, I would say Alabama, but I'm not even going to include Alabama, okay, honestly. But, I mean, if our record was right, we might get like a major bowl game at large because this is the new college football playoff format and no longer the BCS. But let's be honest for a second. Let's say like this is the last year of the BCS before the college football playoff shifted to next season. If UK had played some important teams that they beat and quality opponents that they defeated with, and still losing the SEC championship, what major BCS bowl game would we even go to? Honestly, it would be either the Orange Bowl or the Fiesta Bowl. I mean, honestly, it could be either one of those. I mean, a selection criteria of the SEC, unless if one SEC team is already going to play for a national championship. Because I mean, the SEC is it's still the most powerful football conferences in the nation because SEC football has won more national championships than any other conference in the country, and that's a well-known fact, a very, very well-known fact. Okay, now After the victory against South Carolina, our next opponent will be the Louisiana Monroe Skyhawks from the Sun Belt Conference, and their record is 3-2. I mean, I don't even know what their conference record is overall, and I probably wouldn't even care. But you want to know something? Here's the great thing about UK football, okay? Because we are in a because most of us did not believe that we were not going to be in this position right now. And you know what? We're in a position that the good thing is that ESPN is talking about us going to a bowl game. That's right. Either the Music City Bowl, the Duck Commander Bowl, or of course the Independence Bowl. That's about it. That's basically about it though. Or the Birmingham Bowl, which is I think it's still the same thing. But here's the thing. Here's the thing that y'all have to know. Now, sadly, UK football is not even ranked. Now, a lot of people believe that UK football should be ranked at this point. As a matter of fact, we should not be 4-1 right now. We should be 5-0. Okay? But I mean, as everybody know, I hate to go back to old times, but after the game against Florida, I was really disgusted because when the play clock was already at 0, and I know all of you people remember that. And honestly, that was a conspiracy. You know what? I'll take that back. It wasn't a conspiracy. It was just a screw job by the Zebras for not looking because the line judge is not even looking at the play clock. If you look at the play clock, you know if that clock hits 0, then you know you're gonna have to blow it. And I know Mark Stoops got furious. Okay, I know Mark Stoops was pissed, pretty pissed off, if you ask me, in an understatement like that. But we're gonna go ahead and let that go because we are having fun in this football season right now. Like I said, we're 4-1 overall, 2-1 in the SEC. We're like right in the middle, around third place in the SEC Eastern Division right now. So at least we get another break from the SEC. But when the second half of the season gets here, it's gonna be very, very tough down the stretch. But I believe in one of those games that we're gonna pull off another upset in the SEC, and we will get to a bowl game. And obviously, that is our priority of getting to a bowl game. But if we continue to win games like this, though, when it matters the most, you may find surprisingly UK in the SEC championship game in December. But please don't. And I'm not trying to say that because people across the nation is using the SEC East Division as an excuse about how weak the SEC Eastern Division is. We don't give a darn how weak it is. If that division is wide open for somebody, it's going to be the Big Blue Nation. And it's going to be the ones who's going to win. And I honestly believe. So here's the truth here from Stone Cold Willow. Stone Cold Willow says that UK will win. I repeat, UK will win the SEC Eastern Division Championship. And that's the bottom line because Stone Cold said so. And don't forget, and of course you'll see SEC Film Room with Coach Neil Brown and JoJo Kent. They'll discuss. Now, originally, SEC Film Room on the SEC Network was supposed to have been in South Carolina though, but because of the victory over South Carolina, the SEC Network crew came to Lexington and to do a show with JoJo Kemp and coach and offensive coordinator Neil Brown in the next installment of SEC Film Room. They'll be pretty much at Wednesday night at 10 Eastern Time on the SEC Network. And of course, if you miss SEC Film Room, then my advice to you is you better hopefully. I know they're gonna do a repeat showing of the SEC Film Room involving Kentucky football player JoJo Kemp and of course Neil Brown because they've been doing quite a bit of reruns of the UK South Carolina game ever since that was pretty much a signature victory, and obviously that is the biggest win so far in the second year career of Mark Stoops. And as far as myself is concerned, I am finally happy that I can be smiling like this. Smiling for once that UK football, you talk about this program headed in the right direction. Well, this program is headed in the right direction in big time style. I'm telling you. And just like JoJo Kemp, I'm here to turn the program around. Why not us? I did what I had to do. And speaking of you, and like I said, I shot JoJo Kemp earlier, and I'm going to shout you out again. My man, I know you were tired, but man, you put up some numbers running that ball. Because and speaking of JoJo Kemp running the football, it's funny that they kept on doing the Wildcat formation over and over and over again. The Wildcat formation was just sick Well, actually, it was nuts because I got kind of mad because South Carolina kept on reading the plays, read the Wildcat formation up. But what I began to realize that night when I was at the game is that they couldn't stop it. And you know something? I feel that nobody else in the SEC is going to stop that Wildcat formation run, because that Wildcat formation will get you, and that's going to lead to a lot of impressive yardage and pretty much into scoring touchdowns easier, just like you seen Saturday night. Well, in that case, then Stone Cold Willow is signing off, and I will see you Saturday at Commonwealth Stadium.